Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Two Tired Parents podcast. I'm Myles Weber.
I'm Heather Weber.
You are tired?
Yeah.
I mean, we haven't done one of these in a while.
We haven't.
It's been a minute because we have been tired, on the go, doing
Life's
all
been
the things.
lifing.
Life has been lifing. Super duper hard.
Mm-hmm.
So, but we persevere. We are here.
We're moving. I feel like we're like safely moving into season 2 of the podcast.
Yeah, that
Have
seems what this is.
Yeah. It seems like season 2's coming. Got good guests coming.
Yeah.
Talking to sponsors. So
Yeah, we're
doing
talking
things.
to possible sponsors, so that's good. Our unofficial sponsor for today is Slowdoco, which is the sweater that I'm wearing right now. Slowdoco, for all your donut needs in San Luis Obispo.
Mine is Matthew McConaughey's book.
Yours is Matthew McConaughey's book, that's right. Yeah, the green light.
It's a very obscure hoodie.
It's super obscure.
And the amount of people that like asks me about it between like the green lights in the front and I think like the back says,
Get
"Are
lit.
you are you lit?"
lit?
Yeah. Which is, you know.
Which is different than get lit.
Yeah.
But even asking, are you lit?
Yeah.
It's like a different thing.
Yeah.
When he talks about it. Even though really I think he just like, he genuinely probably meant, are you lit? Like on weed.
Yeah.
And he was just like, nah, it's a motivational thing, you know? All right.
It
Or
is.
however he sounds. Yeah, no, you do get a lot of compliments on that sweater. So, I mean, I get compliments on this one because the back's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So there's that. So, but I mean, like, we mostly just because they have the best fritters that we
do.
found. And that's
They
like,
do.
have we told that story on this podcast?
That's a great question.
That is a
don't-
great question.
I don't think so. I
don't know
think
if we
you've
have.
just like told the story like when you've done shows in slow, but
Yeah.
I don't think like anything
I don't think it's ever been spoken about. We went on this journey that took us to Slowdoco in San Luis Obispo, California, because years ago our friends got married in 2017, because it was the year after we got married, and we were in Southern California for their wedding, and we were driving back up to Northern California, and we stopped off at a donut shop
We were lit.
randomly. We were lit. We were super lit. The lights may have been green, but our eyes were red. We will say we were very, very opposite of low.
And the guy working was running on a yellow light.
The guy
We've
working was
covered-
on a yellow light. Yeah,
We've covered them all.
we have. Yeah, we've gotten all the lights. So there you go. Red light in the eyes, green light in the marijuana, and yellow light on the speed of which this man was getting us our donuts that were already made. So he didn't have to like freshly make them right then. They were freshly made this morning. He made that very loud and proud.
Yeah.
But he started talking to us about his donuts and how awesome his donuts are and how he makes the best apple fritter ever of anywhere in the world.
Ever.
World's best apple fritter, which is a brilliant way to sell an apple fritter to people. So just
It worked.
pick a part of your business that is innocuous enough that you could be like, this is the best in the world, and then give people a weird, lofty challenge that wouldn't actually work out, and you too can sell a lot of fritters or whatever fritters are in your business. And so he's going on and on about how nobody works as hard as he does to make those fritters, and he makes the best apple fritters, and anybody who could find a better apple fritter and bring it to him to try gets $200. So he's got a bounty out
Yeah.
for the apple fritters and everything. And so we're just stone like biblical horrors, just like, please give us the fritter. Like, just stop talking about it. And in the process of us taking him taking our payment, he's talking about like, yeah, you know, Chinese food is just Italian food without sauce. And I'm like, what are you even saying with your face right now? How did we get here?
But and to go back to bring him a better fritter, we've talked about this before.
How do you even does
Unless
that work?
it's local,
Yeah.
like you're putting it in an easy bake oven and shipping it. Like,
Yeah. What if the best apple fritter is in like Bangkok, Thailand or
Right.
something? You know, what if it's in Australia?
Right.
You don't know. That thing's not making the flight and it's still going to be good. It's going
Right.
to be nasty. So, I mean, like the whole idea is that this is close to freshly made right now, right here, in-house. This is the apple fritter. It was a great apple fritter.
It was,
Like, it was
but it's
really,
not
really
the
good.
best.
But not the best.
Not the best.
So we then made it our mission to everywhere
I feel
we go.
like at this point, we've talked about it so much, we should start like a little mini series.
We
of
should
just-
start an online series of the Fritter Raiders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've talked about it so much. Doesn't have to be long, but we travel so much.
We travel a lot.
It makes sense.
So we are rating fritters. So yeah, that's going to be our new series is rating fritters. And so everywhere we go, we try and find the best donut shop in that area. We try the apple fritter. We see where it rates up as far as like this guy's apple fritter that we had 9 years ago. And lo and behold, so far to date, the best apple fritter that we've had. Slodoko in San Luis Obispo, California. So they have, I believe,
And you got to get there early because they sell out.
They sell out fast. Yes,
fast.
of their best donuts, but also in particular the apple fritters. Because I think word has gotten out that these fritters are better than this guy's.
Yeah.
And
I mean, because they have 3 or 4 spots now, just in
just
right?
in
Or in
San
the
Luis
surrounding
Obispo area. Yeah, they've got I think like 3 or 4 spots. So hi Slodoko, your unofficial sponsor for the day.
you.
We love you. We appreciate you and the apple
there
fritters
once
that
a
you
year
make.
since, at
But
least.
also sound off in the comments if you got a donut shop in your neighborhood that's popping off and their fritters are the best and you want to fight us about it. And we'll happily try and figure out how to get to your city and try your apple fritter and see where it lands on the Weber scale of fritters because that's where we're at right now.
It is.
We've got a Weber scale of fritter rating. So that being said, we're now getting into things as best as we possibly can while our daughter is asleep and our son is at daycare. The house is quiet right now.
Boom.
Yeah, we've got quiet dog over here just chilling because she's cuddled up. So we stand a chance of her just being quiet.
Unless something gets delivered.
Unless something gets delivered or a person is outside breathing kind of loudly, there will be then loud problems. We've got quiet dog number 2 over there kind of taking a nap. Taz is just big chilling in his old age. So we'll see how long this lasts. But yes, what has been going on in the wild world of Weber parenting? Everything. It's been hard. This year's been rough, man.
It's yeah, it's been a lot, and I think like part of I know why we wanted to do this is a mix of discussing what's going on in our parenting world, and then also how things that are going on in the world affect your parenting world because it is something to be said of trying to still create joy for your kids when we talked about this the other night. We're not trained or built to see the things we've seen online.
That is a fact.
In the past 6 months.
To be scrolling through, which already scrolling is just dopamine hit after dopamine hit. So like your brain is just chemically charged while you're just scrolling through the internet. And I mean, the dopamine hit hopefully is like giving you some type of minuscule amount of joy to a degree. But even then, I think the dopamine hit comes from like not knowing what's going to be next. And it's all curated, especially quote unquote for you until you scroll and someone gets shot in the head or ran over or almost ran over or shot because they quote unquote almost ran somebody over. And it's just like, what am I watching? Like, is this real right now?
And I think you said it really well the other night when we were talking that, they train people when they go in the military to, I guess, handle seeing these ways is the best way to say it.
To be able to still do what you need to do.
Yeah.
Whether it be your day-to-day or your assignment, to be able to handle death or death in a brutal way and seeing it. Because humans aren't supposed to just be seeing death randomly like that. So yeah, in the military, they do what they gotta do to train you. And even then, you still... How many soldiers come home with some level of PTSD?
People we know personally that are going through PTSD, going through therapy, and trying to get back to a normal life.
And those people have been trained to be like, this is what you're going to see in combat. And so those people have been trained as such. Whether or not it sticks well enough is a different conversation, a different day. They're at least like, hey, this is what's going to happen.
Yeah.
The common person isn't trained to just see people die, especially like, scrolling through on the internet where you're just like, you got to consider the setting. You might just be like in your house or on your toilet scrolling. And then all of a sudden you get this rush of fear or anger because you're seeing this horrible thing. It's traumatizing.
And I think it's to a point, I'm sure people talk about it for years of people scroll too much. Just hands down, people scroll too much.
Too much.
And I think our lives in particular, we're in this weird middle ground of like there's a lot of our livelihood that relies on social media.
Oh, for sure.
And being on social media.
Yeah.
But there's our mental health and our family that relies on us not being on social media as much.
And I think that's part of also just like, us having taken a slight break from being able to podcast as much as we have been, which, we're going to be getting back into the swing of things coming up here. But for the sake of our own mental health, there's been so much stuff going on in the world, and having to parent and navigate that at the same time is a lot. It's a whole lot.
It's a lot. And I know even when we made the decision, like, despite the state of things where they were at 5 years ago, we're like, nope, we still want kids. We still want kids.
Yeah.
We want to bring light into this world. And we've talked about it countless times of, if you don't want kids, don't have them. We don't want you to have them.
Don't have them, for sure.
But I think when people are just saying, well, because of the state of the world, I don't want them, that puts the world, I feel like, in a predicament of like, okay, well, then we're not adding more light to it.
Yeah, it's like, to a degree, you could work on your own light being the light that will help be the change positively in the world that we want to see, which is always the goal, I feel like. But inversely, yeah, because we kind of treat it like a pyramid scheme. If I can get 2 more people to be good, then who knows what can happen, and so, yeah, I think it's just like my least favorite excuse for why people don't want to parent. They're just like, well, state of the world. And it's just like, okay, well, that just to me sounds like you're not trying to do too much to make an actual difference.
Yeah.
Like, there's a level of you that's given up to a point to be like, well, the state of the world right now, it would seem irresponsible to bring more people into it. And it's just like, the baby boom happened after the wars, the world wars, so it's just a matter of like, there's never really been an optimal time.
Yeah.
There's always something going on in the world to where it's like, oh, well, you shouldn't have kids. And it's just like, yeah, but to that degree, then, how many good progressive things are not happening as a result of you not bringing that good in the world? And inversely, like, the younger generations are trying to do something on the ground floor to the effect of what you talked about with, like, we're scrolling too much and it's not good. Flip phones making a comeback. More so with young people. Like, I saw a thing online that said that Gen Z is really starting to turn more to getting flip phones.
Good.
Because they're just like, oh man, I want to think my thoughts. I want to be in the moment. I want to just be out doing my thing. And I don't want to be able to access the internet if I'm out of the house. And I'm like, good for y'all, man. Stand up on that. But inversely, I wonder how that's going to change, the economy and everything and what we're doing.
It's so much. I think it's going to change so much. But even just what we were just saying, like, if you don't have it in you to want to parent to add more light, then don't, for sure.
Don't.
Like,
yeah.
I respect either side of the coin.
Sure.
Because inversely, we decided to have kids. We have 2. We're done.
Yeah. I scheduled my vasectomy.
You did.
I did.
And it's a lot to work on. I don't like the term gentle parenting. I think there's times where we have boundaries. There's times where we talk through things. And so I think just there's a reason for everything, as opposed to, well, just don't do that because I don't want to handle it.
Yeah.
Which makes it harder.
Yeah.
And so when you're trying to add more light into your kid's life, it's not easy.
No.
It's not for the weak. It's our last night, case in point.
Yeah, and I think, like, just to clue people in, like, it's been, we did too many big life things at once. I think it's like,
We did it wrong.
Yeah, I think somebody told me they were in AA, and I think it was AA, and one of the things with AA that they tell you is, like, try not to, like, do too many life things at once. Like, don't move and start a new relationship or have a kid. Like, all these are, like, major life pivoting things. Mm-hmm. Try not to just stack those on top of each other because it's just more than most people can handle, and it creates a lot of challenges that could stick with you for longer than you want to happen. Mm-hmm. Lo and behold, September 1st, we moved to just the next city over, granted. So we're not far from where we were. We're 15 minutes from where we were, but still moved to a new house.
And as far as our son's concerned, it's his first move.
It's his first move because he doesn't remember us moving from Vegas back to California. And so as far as he's concerned, it's our first move. He's got all of his memories in that old house. But even then now, like he just turned 4 and there's a lot of stuff. He's like, I don't remember that. Like, I don't remember going and doing that. What's that? Can we look at pictures and videos? What was that? What did we do? So that's been the other heartbreaking thing, is just saying like, oh man, you don't remember that. That sucks. Especially because now it's like we moved in the beginning of September. You gave birth to baby number 2, River, in mid-September. We're doing these podcasts because of life circumstances. I've been working on the road more, so I've been gone more than I ever have in Robin's entire life. And so there's so many changes all at once. And it's been hard for him. It's been really, really challenging for him to balance, like, first of all, he's a great big brother. Like, he loves his sister.
Oh, unconditionally.
He loves his sister unconditionally. They are infatuated with each other. She loves him to death. If there's any word that she can say a little bit that she keeps saying a lot, it's brother. Brother. So yeah, she'll be saying brother all the time. She's always happy to see him. Like they feed off of each other in such a beautiful and awesome way. But it's been hard for him because he's used to having more time with us, like individually and also together. Yeah. And that just hasn't been happening because we've been working so much. Yeah. Trying to get
still handling my grandma's things. And I think that's also a hard thing for him to navigate, because trying to explain dementia, Alzheimer's to a 4-year-old is hard. Yeah. It's hard. All the visits are different. They look different. The amount of work I put in from home looks different. So yeah, there's so many things that he's trying to navigate that are just new and not what he's used to or what he wants all the time.
I mean, one of the times we saw her was last week, and she didn't remember us. And so that was hard on him and hard to explain, or he's just like, why did she say nice to meet you? Like, and we're just like, she doesn't remember us, kiddo, unfortunately. And so that's when we had to have one of those conversations that was really, really hard. And so, he's at the point right now where there's a lot of life things happening, and he's asking these questions. And he's just, why is this? I mean, what did he ask you? You were like in the middle of getting ready to do something else, and he was just like, how come not everybody has kids?
We were pulling up to our first night of tech rehearsal for our dance shows.
Yeah, for the dance show.
We were in the parking lot, getting out of the car to go do a 3-hour tech rehearsal on stage. And he was like, why doesn't everybody have kids? And I'm like, oh man.
So yeah, you don't. If you're a parent that's like, I'm not going to shy away from the hard conversations with my kids, that's great. Yeah. And I feel like you shouldn't try and shy away from the hard conversations with your kids. And that's very admirable. It's not going to happen when you want it to happen. No. It's not going to happen like at the dinner table, right as you're taking your second to last bite. So you're almost done and you get to chew on it and have a thoughtful, like, you're going to be like, coming out of the bathroom, having just did your morning business, and it's going to be like, why don't people have kids? How come people die? Like, what is death? Like,
and that being said, we don't shy away from those either, but we do form them to a 4-year-old level.
We try really, really, really hard, and that's hard to do, is making it as so, and you're not always going to get it right. Yeah. You're not always going to get it right. So it's how you recover, I think, as we keep circling back, how you recover is everything. But, how we recover is also how we're showing him, like, hey, man, you got to show up. And when you say you're sorry for something, you got to change your behavior.
Yeah, we're talking like you can't just say sorry and then there's no actions that changed. And so that's been, I think, a big discussion. But also with our lives being what it has been, I think it also helps that we're being honest of we're not breaking down in front of him 24/7 by any means. No. But we're also showing him like mom and dad have big feelings too. We get frustrated, we get sad, we get angry, we get all of the things too. And him being able to see us stop, take a beat, do some deep breaths. Yeah. That day we came back from visiting my grandma, I told you and him, I was like, I need to go into the bedroom for 5 minutes. Like, I have to pull this together.
Yeah, you took like a good 10, 15 minutes to yourself because you were like, I gotta do some breaths and some meditating just to try and like pull myself out of this, because it was just so many emotions back to back to back.
It was so many. And I think, one of the things I'm trying to navigate is nothing I do is easy, right? Like there isn't a job or hat I wear that is easy. And so we're talking about caregiving for somebody with Alzheimer's for 2 years.
It's a lot.
None of that has been easy.
No.
And then we talk about parenting, and especially solo parenting when you're on the road, and navigating our podcast as a business, and then the business I run.
Yeah.
And, still trying to have some time to like journal and meditate and like think for yourself. It's a lot of things. And so being honest with him to an extent of like, hey, I got to take a breath. Do you want to do it with me, or can I go, do it?
Yeah, and we let you go do your thing in there. And even when you were in there, he was asking me, he's like, what's Mama doing? And I'm like, Mama is going to essentially her calming corner.
Yeah.
Because that's what we have for him, is the calming corner, where it's, a corner's room where he can do these various activities and things in a safe way that are able to help him calm himself down. And so I was trying to be like, hey, Mama's doing that right now for herself. Mm-hmm. She's feeling some type of way because there were so many big feelings on every side of the spectrum. That day I did a show at the assisted living facility that your grandmother is staying at, because we wanted to try and do something for the community, but also it gives us a good reason to be there that day for a while to spend time with her. And so I was like, oh, let me see if I could do a show for these people, because I'm sure they would love that. And they were like, oh yeah, no, we would absolutely love to do that. And so we did that, and you were there with me and Robin and River, and you guys got to watch the show, but also I invited Robin up to help me tell jokes, and they loved that so much. I brought River up and made jokes about her, and they loved that so much. And so it was the joy of that, but then immediately followed by like the sadness of like your grandma not having the best day. Still not like a anxiety filled day, which we've had those, but I mean, not a good day. And like, she wasn't remembering who we were. And so it was just the sadness of that, and just where that was, and that with the juxtaposition of just like the big joy. So it was just so
joy,
much.
the anger of her social worker.
The anger of her social
and then
worker
the
being
joy
the worst.
to going to dance rehearsal that night.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it was sideline to sideline on every major feeling, and feeling it intensely.
Yes.
So you needed the time to just reset, come down, do what you needed to do. And so I explained that to him. I was like, that's what Mama's doing right now. She's got these feelings in her where she's feeling some type of way. And so she's going in there and she's going to calm herself down right now.
Yeah.
That's the most important thing. And so anytime we can show that that's what we're doing too, I always try and stop them and be like, look, I'm feeling this way. I need to go in the other room, and I'm going to take some deep breaths. I'm going to do a meditation. I'm going to reset, and we're going to redirect the day. We're going to try and reset the day so that way we can have a better day from here on out.
Yeah.
And so we try and do that with him as best as we possibly can. But yeah, it's challenging.
There's been so many conversations I wasn't anticipating having. We're only in January.
And it's just January, yeah.
Because even he, as I've been going through things and just still trying to unpack, he found the book I made my dad, my biological dad.
Oh.
And that was like, I didn't tell much detail, but it was still like a weird, it's a weird thing to navigate of that. And so there's just been a lot. But what I will say when we were talking about like the state of the world, because I know we're also on borrowed time with River napping right now. And I knew last night we were talking about recording this that I was like, okay, I don't want everything on this to feel doom and gloom and wanting to like almost create challenges of hope.
Yes.
And so what I've been trying to do within myself and within our family is with the state of the world and not filling him in on everything, but trying to point out the helpers. Yeah. Because I think it is really, really easy, especially right now, to find things to be mad at and sad at and frustrated with. And that is just what we keep putting on everything. And for change to happen, you absolutely need to.
Yes.
But I think for anybody to have hope, let alone the next generation, pointing out people that are helping, pointing out people that are
Yes.
doing good, and letting them see that too. Because it's really easy to just talk about bad.
Oh, for sure. But I mean, and also like, yeah, that's the hard part of that. In any situation, kids are gonna want to know, well, like, yeah, but why are they doing that? Like, why is that even a thing? And it's just hard when you don't have the good answer. It's just like, I mean, yeah, I wish I had a good reason as to why they were doing it. Because, I mean, like, pretty obvious, we don't agree with anything that's going on right now in, like, state of the country. Like, this is wild. Like, we're not on the side of the government, as it were, at all. So, but, yeah, I think in these situations...
Code word.
I know, yeah. We're trying not to say like the words, so that way things don't get taken down, because now so much stuff is getting taken off the internet because of, you can't say anything towards one side or anything else.
Fine. Or go. That's
Okay,
fine too.
he's fine. Yeah, okay. So yeah, but being able to look at those situations and point out, yeah, but look at that person helping right there. Look at what these people are doing. Oh, well, why are they doing that? Oh, they're protesting. You know, I mean, like, they're peacefully protesting because they don't agree with what's going on right now, and that's not nice. What's happening, and that's how change happens. Like, so yeah, like, that's just. It is hard, and you do end up having these conversations probably earlier than you want, but it's not. I don't think it's any reason to shy away from them. You know?
Yeah.
So.
I think, balance, everything, right? Everything needs to have balance to it. And so I think, if you're going to have those conversations, pointing out the good. And the other thing I was thinking of is like trying to set aside, if you find yourself scrolling or the news is on, which if you still have the news on all day, what are you doing? But if you're scrolling and you see something that is immediately going to deflate your day, whatever you're feeling, putting your phone down 30 seconds and finding like some micro joy, whether it's you if you're by yourself, whether it's with your family, whatever you're doing, like just trying to find ways to like refill that with some sort of joy right now.
Sure. I think that's an important step. I think, though, like right before that step, I think an important thing to reason within yourself, and this is something I picked up years ago from my friends. I think it was during the pandemic when we were staying with them one time. And there was just so much going on, and I was just like in such a frenzy about it. And they were just like, take a deep breath. Is there anything you can do in this moment, right now, as you're feeling this, that is going to move the needle in the direction that you want to move it?
And sometimes the answer is yes.
Sometimes
right? Like,
the answer is yes. But a lot of times the answer is no.
I disagree.
I mean, really?
I do.
You think that it's more like a 50-50 type of ratio? What are you thinking?
Stop. I do. I think it depends on the time of day for sure. But you can always see what meetings are going on in your city, what things you can sign, email, like what can you send to somebody, what can you be a part of?
What can you donate? Yeah.
What can you donate? What can you post?
Yes.
Like, I do think even if you don't pull the trigger on it right then, maybe it is something that you open up in your search tab of something to search for later. So I do think there are things that can be done in that. Now, can you spend all day doing it? That's different.
I think, that you can't. I think that's maybe where I should rephrase it. It's that you can't necessarily spend all day, every day doing it. But also, like, the things you can do in that moment may feel like it's not enough. Yeah. It may feel like it's limited. So, I mean, because I think there's so many moments where, like, I will ask myself, what can I do? Is there anything I could do this moment to help move the needle this way? Okay, well, maybe sharing a post, making myself aware, donating to this cause. But when you see what's happening, it just feels like it's not enough. And so I think that's the thing that's hard to reason with, is just the feeling of like, oh, I'm not doing enough. And it's just like, if you're doing all that you can,
right. If you're honestly doing all that you can. But I think this even goes back to what people were talking about years ago with voting. So many people being like, well, I'm not going to vote because it's not going to make a difference. And if you string enough of those people together,
here we are.
Your lack of movement is not going to, that's what's going to make the difference, is that you didn't move.
Yeah.
And so I think I feel like we overuse the term giving yourself grace so much, but give yourself grace in even, especially as parents, I think even if all you did was shine light into your kid's life that day, you made a difference. You may not see it right now, but you 100% made a difference.
You did.
And hopefully, we are lucky to see that needle move further than it is right now. And maybe we will, maybe we won't. But if you put any energy into your family, sharing a post, talking to somebody, answering questions,
educating yourself,
and educating others if they're up for the conversation. I think that's been one of the most disheartening things I've seen is there are people that were on one side for a very, very long time. Yeah. And now as things are coming to light, they're like, maybe I chose to be on the wrong side. And they're being honest about it.
And that's great.
What is heartbreaking is that you have extremists that are bashing them for ever being there in the first place.
Yeah.
And if that's how if that's honestly how people feel, then what's the point of sharing? What's the point of having conversation? If the point isn't to change people's minds, then what's the point?
I mean, we have to be accepting to people going, oh no, I was wrong. But I mean, I feel like that's a big conversation about just like at a human level.
Right.
We need to get back into the groove of just like, when are we able to see people learn from their mistakes, understand that they made the wrong choice, educate themselves, start making the more correct choice that deals more in a bigger case of positive morality for common human decency. And they start moving towards that. And it's just like, how long does a person have to consistently move towards that before there's forgiveness for like having done the wrong thing? Because that's the thing. It's like nobody's perfect.
No.
We're going to be misinformed about some things. We're going to say the wrong thing, do the wrong thing. It's always in how you recover, but there has to be the space given for that recovery. And I feel like if you're saying that because the people who made the wrong choice in the first place, if you write them off forever, they never then get to be shown, oh, okay, well, maybe it's not like that. Oh, well, maybe people like that aren't like that on that side. Yeah. I mean, our friend DJ, who he's talked to me countless times, I mean, because he looks a certain way, like he looks like an illegal, and he's said constantly that he makes a point to have a lot of friends who may have different political views than him, to have a lot of conservative friends, to have a lot of those people who are on those sides of the aisle, and he's stuck around in their lives still as a constant and a sounding board. And he's been able to get people to think outside of their own experiences and eventually like convert a small handful of people. Yeah. But he's always prided himself on like they come back to him and be like, and he's like, well, I would rather be one of the good ones.
Right.
That is going to help move the needle in a positive change. So that way these people can change their minds and see that, oh, well, you're saying these things about these people, but I know some of those people. And they're the furthest thing from that. Yeah. So that creates the confusion, which will then be the break in the dam that's going to be able to get you to open the floodgates towards positive change. But that only comes from being one of the good ones.
Yeah, you have to be a safe space. Right?
Yeah.
And I think there's a way to have full thought out conversations instead of just being like, well, you're stupid, you don't know anything, and you're wrong.
Yeah.
Because that gets people nowhere. And it doesn't give people courage to grow or even think, we know people that have been a part of cults and left cults.
Yeah.
We're not bashing those people because they were ever a part of it, right? Like you have to give people that space to grow and to learn, and not everybody is growing up with the same conversations and the same families with the same resources. And so you can't think that everybody's going to have just the same state of mind.
No. Everybody's going to be different. Not everybody gets it right, but just, I don't know, man. It's hard for me to say too, because I mean, like, there's just aspects of my life where I've done it, where it's just like, you're not going to move the needle by just like cutting people off altogether. But there does need to be, you got to have your boundaries. You got to be able to make sure that you're being safe. You got to be able to extend the olive branches where needed. And as long as you're leaving off in a place of openness to where just like, hey, yeah, this is where I'm at and this is what we got to do right now. We're always open to changing our minds on this stance.
It doesn't have to be somebody that you're around 24/7. But yeah, like you said, extending the olive branch and leaving it open.
We haven't locked the door and thrown away the key. You just got to knock.
Yeah.
So come knock, and we're always open to having a conversation that might help move the needle in a positive direction. But it's also a matter of like, considering where the other party is coming from. Like, does everybody feel like there's honesty, that there's a safe space for a civil conversation to be had, to where the big point is, are we trying to understand each other so that way we can try and bring people and bring ourselves closer together and move forward in a positive direction. I think that's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
And so it's hard right now because I've done the same thing with people who like get too one way in the comments on my stuff, and I'm just like, I don't need that negativity in my life, so just go away right now off my stuff. So yeah, it's hard. It's hard, man, because I'm guilty of just being like, cut it off too. But I can honestly say every time I've done that, it's created more problems.
Yeah.
It's created more problems every time that, oh man, I'm so mad right now, I'm just going to delete that person and block them. Created more problems, created more issues than if I would have just like maybe muted them from seeing my stuff for a little while, or maybe I stopped seeing their stuff for a little while. Yeah. And I could just be in the background on their feed trying to do what we're saying, which is be the positive change, be the light. Yeah. So that way they can see, oh, it was the good ones. That's the better way to go, because every time that I've just been like, cut it off altogether and stop all communication, it's created more problems for me personally than it has good ones, know. So yeah, it's a lot to navigate, but inversely, I think the big thing is we're trying to do it in a positive way for the greater good of trying to do what we can to bring people closer together than further apart, but also to walk the talk so our kids see, oh, okay, this is what you do in these situations, because look at my parents and look what they're doing in this situation. So that's the right thing to do in that situation, because kids learn from you leading by example more than any other book or school you could send them to.
Yeah. If you're not happy with how you react about things, talk about things, digest things, if you don't like it, you got to change it if you have a little in your life. And I don't necessarily mean your kid. I mean, if you are around kids, if you are a teacher, grandparent, aunt, uncle, godparent,
whatever it is,
they're looking at you.
They're
looking at you. And if what you're doing isn't what you want to see in them, you got to fix it.
You got to change it.
And it's not going to happen overnight.
It's not.
And you're going to have hiccups.
You are.
You're going to say you're going to be dead when your kid's 100. You're going to mess up.
You're going to mess up.
But we've said it countless times, the recovery, the rebound.
The rebound is everything. How you're able to mend those broken fences and do what you can to take care of that fence now from that day on, so that way it doesn't break in the same way again. That's all it is, you know. So yeah, we're all about trying to figure out how to positively grow and change. But right now, give yourself some grace. Handle yourself with the kid gloves, man. There's a lot going on in the world that's less than desirable. So if you feel like you need to radicalize yourself to help create a movement and a positive change that can help hopefully bring people closer together and stop the madness that's happening right now in the world, I implore you to do that thing. If you're thinking about hurting yourself or somebody else, I implore you not to do that thing. As at the end of the day, when you do make that decision, it usually makes things worse, not better.
You can't take it back.
You can't take it back. Things like that happen forever. A lot harder to recover from things like that and choices of that nature. So be delicate with yourself. Do your best to check in with yourself often,
Point out the good.
Point out the good as much as you can.
And even if you don't have
Try
kids.
not to stare at the bad.
Yeah. Even if you don't have kids, point out the good to yourself.
Yes.
Because it's hard. It's hard when you're in it. When you're in the thick of it, it's hard. So
it's so hard.
Point out the good. Give yourself, your family, whoever you're around, 30 seconds of micro joy.
Stay informed, but don't let it be your entire personality. It's not good for you to watch any news all day.
No.
Like any of them. Pick one that is in this country. It doesn't matter. I don't care what side you like or what your favorite color is. Okay. Watching any news all day right now is not going to be good for you. So
I will say we're coming to the end of January, and most of the days we stuck to our 30 minutes maximum of TV, and it was great.
yeah, most of those days tended to have a little less of issues.
We talked more. We
Yes.
talked more as a family. We accomplished more. We did more things. Excuse me. So there was so much of it that I was like, and this was kind of the point of us doing this each month, right? Is to see like of these goals, what is actually attainable that we just haven't tried.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
It's going good.
Absolutely. Alrighty.
All right, we did it.
We did it. I think that's going to be all for today. A very heartwarming one from the Weber household on a check-in on where we're at. We are, like I said, working behind the scenes to be able to get in a better swing of scheduling more of these podcasts out. In the meantime, we're just doing these whenever we can, but we do have some potential guests lined up.
Yep. We're in talks with sponsors.
Yep.
If you know anybody who wants to sponsor an amazing podcast,
Yeah.
where it is typically done at a studio without dogs and not on a couch.
Not on a couch.
They are comfy chairs, though.
They are comfy chairs. Absolutely. Absolutely. So sound off in the comments. What are you doing to take care of yourself in spite of everything that's going on? What are you doing to radicalize yourself to create the positive change in the world that you want to see every day? And also podcast related. What do you want to see from us moving forward with the podcast? What type of guests do you want to see with us moving forward? So sound off in the comments. And as always, thank you so much for watching and listening. I'm Myles Weber.
I'm Heather Weber.
And this has been the Two Tired Parent Podcast. We'll see you next time.